All right, everyone. So most of you have joined, and we will start now. So are your tests done, guys? सभी का हो गया, right? And what about how was that? Who will tell? It was very easy. Okay, great, great. Okay, so we will start something new today. Test तो खत्म हो गया है. We should start with some new topic. So let us see. Friction, sound, force, pressure, all are completed. कुछ बचा नहीं था ना किसी में? फोर्स, प्रेशर, फ्रिक्शन, ये सब में nothing was left. Okay. So what topic is going on, guys? School में light. Now revisions for the exams. Okay. तो क्या क्या चैप्टर आ रहे हैं? Yes, what all chapters are there? Force, friction, pressure. बस यही 3 चैप्टर. साउंड नहीं आ रहे हैं. ओके, साउंड नहीं आ रहे हैं. दैट्स राइट. तो चलो कोई बात नहीं, हम यही करते हैं चैप्टर. इसी को हम रिवाइज करते हैं. तो बेसिकली क्वेश्चंस करेंगे थ्योरी में, तो किसी को कोई नो वन शुड हैव एनी डाउट. अगर डाउट है तो यू कैन आस्क मी at yes. Okay, at the end we will play kahoot also. तो first 15 minutes जल्दी से questions करते हैं. So I'll randomly pick up the question from these 3 topics. Okay. तो चलो, मैंने 3 क्वेश्चन दिया. आप जो भी मैसेज करेंगे आंसर एक एक करके मैसेज मत करना. जब तीनों का आंसर मिलेगा सभी को, देन यू विल राइट लाइक दिस. 7 लेट्स से सी, 8 सी, ऐसे करके 9 पी, ऐसे करके जो भी करना है. So all should give me the answer quickly. All of you try doing this one. So here most of you, almost all of you have given. चलो देखते हैं क्या सही है. In the circuit shown here, in the figure, when the circuit is completed, hammer strikes the gong. Which of the following forces is responsible for the movement of hammer? Which one is responsible for the movement of hammer? Eighth का I can see most of them are having similar responses, है ना? But seventh का I can see multiple persons have given the answers in their own way. जो अच्छा लगा वो मार दिए. चलो देखते हैं. If I just scroll up your answers, for most I can see B, but why they have selected B, I am completely unaware. Some of you selected A, some of you selected again B. So guys, this is the most basic one. इसका जो होगा magnetic force, right? From down, if I see, most of you have given C. Okay, magnetic force will be right. And during dry weather, while combining hair, while combing hair, sometimes we experience hair flying apart. The force responsible for this phenomena is electrostatic force, right? जब भी हम इस टाइप के फोर्स की बात करते हैं, that exists because of the force between the charges, right? And which of the following forces might be utilized in reducing air pollution by removing dust, soot, and fly ash particles from the smoke coming out of chimneys of factories? इसका very simple answer, electrostatic force, right? Because it can just attract all the opposite charges. चलो फ्रिक्शन चैप्टर से हम कुछ क्वेश्चन करते हैं. क्वेश्चन नंबर 11 एंड 12 ये अब सभी साथ में करेंगे, एंड नॉट मोर देन 2 मिनट्स का. Yes guys, all of you, just few responses I have to receive. All right, so let us check this. I have received all the answers. Box is kept on table as shown here. It is pulled with a certain force. After some time, the box is kept on the table in a different way as shown. In which case friction will be more? Very simple. This case, because जहां पर भी there is more area in contact, वहां पर friction ज्यादा होते हैं. Number 2, 12. Box weighing 1 kg is kept on a table and pulled by a certain force. Another identical box is then kept over this box and this is pulled with the same force. Will there be any change in frictional force? Answer will be yes. In this case, the friction force will be more. Okay. Number 13, let us see guys. These are discussion based, तो ये हम चलो discuss कर लेते हैं. Rest is the natural state of all objects and a continuous force is needed to keep the object moving continuously. True or false? Yes, this is true. Because continuous force is required to keep the object moving. नहीं तो क्या होगा? Frictional force will stop the moving object. So you need to supply the force consistently or continuously in order to overcome that frictional force. Okay. And what would happen if you throw a stone in outer space? Okay, this question who can unmute and tell me guys? बोल के अनम्यूट करेंगे, ऐसे नहीं सब एक साथ कर देंगे अनम्यूट. Who will explain me? देखो, अरे रेज हैंड रेज करो. कौन एक्सप्लेन करेंगे? एंड एक्सप्लेनेशन शुड बी करेक्ट. What would happen if you throw a stone in the outer space? एक ही हाथ उठाए, चलो, tell me others.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
So it will float in the air, sir, because in space there is no gravity.
अच्छा, और बेटर टर्म्स में, बिकॉज फ्लोट इट डजंट सीम गुड. ये हम पानी में कहते हैं some objects float.
Sir, not like that float, sir. So
If you throw
sir,
a
I'm not
stone,
getting the word to say that, sir. I can show it, sir, but I cannot explain it in words, sir.
if you throw a stone, first of I'll tell. देखो, न्यूटन्स थर्ड लॉ सभी ने तो पढ़ा है, नहीं पढ़ा होगा,
Sir,
कोई बात.
सुना है, sir.
हाँ सुना है ना, चलो कोई बात नहीं. लेट अस सी. यहां से मैंने एक स्टोन फेंका. व्हाट विल हैपन? This stone will never stop. That's the very basic thing we will keep in mind. It will keep on moving because there is no resistance force in the space, right? There is no resistive force. Resistive force in, there is no frictional force. तो जो स्टोन को फेंका, ऑफ कोर्स किसी स्पीड से फेंका होगा ना, तो वो चलते चला जाएगा. ओके. चलो नेक्स्ट वाला करते हैं अभी। In these sets of questions, anyone has any doubt, guys? Especially the theoretical ones. No doubt, right? Chalo, I assume there is no doubt. So let's do some questions from the types of frictions. तो उसमें छोटे छोटे क्वेश्चंस नहीं करेंगे because these are, I think, third time we are going through the revision of this friction. Yes guys, at the end हम कहूत खेलेंगे, आज खेल लेंगे, ठीक है, आज नहीं छोड़ेंगे। तो हाँ, इसके बिफोर आई स्टार्ट द डिस्कशन 8 9 10 मैं एक और क्वेश्चन ऐड कर देता हूँ, इंपॉर्टेंट वन। सो बिफोर वी स्टार्ट डिस्कसिंग देम, आई विल गिव यू 5 मिनट्स बिकॉज हमने ऑलमोस्ट ऐसे क्वेश्चंस पहले रिवाइज किए थे, राइट? सो इन दैट 5 मिनट्स सभी कोई इसको एनालाइज करेंगे एंड आई कैन आस्क रैंडमली टू एनीवन to answer this. I will not ask who knows this. I will just say to explain this question. So take 5 minutes and then do them. No need to write, guys. You have to just think about it. I can understand. I will just ask all of you one by one to answer this. All would have done, guys, right? So all will not start speaking at a time. So Kishore will tell us.
Yes, sir.
You will explain number 8.
Yes, sir. Sir, they have given that a car has stopped in the middle of the road, and two friends are trying to push it, and they experience that when they try to push the car, they felt they put more effort, and when the car started slightly moving, they constantly applied same force, sir. Sir, this is because when the car starts moving from its initial position, sir, static friction comes into play, and static friction, as we know, it is a more it is the highest friction, sir, and they applied more friction, and in a point when the value of their force is greater than the static friction stopped, sir, and the car started moving, and when the static friction ended, the kinetic friction started to occur, sir, and they applied constant force, and the car started moving.
थोड़ा लंबा हो गया. But
Yes, sir.
सर मैं
basically,
वो फर्स्ट में क्या बोल गया भूल गया सर.
two friends, Amir and Aman, pushed their cart to bring it to the side of road because it had stopped in the middle. They experienced that although they had to push with their all with their so initially to move the car, the push required to keep the car moving was smaller once the car started. Yes, because in order to start, you need to overcome static friction, quite greater than which is quite greater than the dynamic or the kinetic friction, right? है ना? तो एक बार ऑलरेडी स्टार्ट हो गया तो फ्रिक्शन क्या हो जाएगा, उस पे फ्रिक्शन कम लगेगा स्टार्ट होने पे. बट टू स्टार्ट इट्स मोशन यू रियली रिक्वायर्ड to apply quite larger amount of force so that it would be able to overcome the static friction. Number 9, boy is trying to push a heavy box as shown. He has to apply a large force to move it. Suggest a way which will make this task easier for him. What he could have done? What easiest way? Who can suggest? Who can suggest the easiest way? Okay, so Rajat will explain us.
Sir, we will. Hello.
Yes.
Sir, we will use a trolley to make him make the task easier for him.
Okay, एक तो ट्रॉली भी यूज कर सकते हैं और साथ में हम क्या कर सकते हैं, we can lift from one side and keep it other side. पूरा
Yeah,
lift
sir.
नहीं
We
करना
can.
है.
Sir, we can reduce the amount of
We can reduce the area
contract.
of contact. Yes, we can reduce the area of contact. And how? Here it says you have a bucket full of soapy water in your hands. Accidentally you spill the bucket on a marble floor. Would you be able to walk easily? Answer is no, because the friction is decreased. Or you can say the surface is made more smooth. In the static friction between the two surfaces x and y is found to be 100 units, then the rolling friction between these two surfaces is most likely to be 50. It should be less than, right? Very simple.
Yes. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
ये यस सर कहने का क्या जरूरत है? there is some issue that I am seeing in Kahoot guys. तो आज तो Kahoot नहीं हो पाएगा, डैशबोर्ड खुलने में प्रॉब्लम हो रहा है, तो आज हम ऐसे ही नॉर्मल क्वेश्चंस करते हैं. स्विच. भाई ये आइडिया किसको दे रहे हो, क्लोज एंड ओपन अगेन? इतना सेंस तो सभी में होगा, क्लोज करके फिर ओपन करने का, ओपन करके क्लोज करने का, रिफ्रेश करने का. ना कोई इशू है इसमें? इट्स नॉट लेटिंग मी टू लॉग इन. मोबाइल में लॉग आई थिंक आई फॉरगॉट द पासवर्ड ओनली. मैं तुम लोग को बताऊं? लॉग इन फ्रॉम मोबाइल, ओपन एंड क्लोज. इफ यू फॉरगेट द पासवर्ड ऑफ जीमेल, तो क्या जीमेल लॉग क्लोज करके फिर ओपन करते हो? हाँ, मैं फॉरगेट भी नहीं किया हूँ, आई हैव टू गेट इट. ये शायद चेंज हो गया होगा, है ना? We will play quiz next time. Till then, we have also revised this friction also. ये भगवान, क्या मतलब थोड़ा सा भी सेंस नहीं है क्या किसी को? ट्राई फॉरगॉट पासवर्ड मीन्स गाइस एटलीस्ट कॉमन सेंस होना चाहिए. यू आर ऑल इन क्लास 8. ये किसको पता नहीं होगा फॉरगेट पासवर्ड? सेंसलेस तो बैठा नहीं हूं इधर मैं. समवन इज सेइंग फॉरगेट पासवर्ड, कुछ पासवर्ड. if let us say I take an example, you go to computer, you go to school, right? स्कूल में गए, स्कूल में कंप्यूटर में लेट से मैंने या आपके टीचर ने यहाँ पर पासवर्ड लगा के रखा है, आप उसमें लॉगिन नहीं कर पा रहे हो, उस समय क्या चूज फॉरगेट पासवर्ड करोगे, और you will directly close the computer and switch on the computer and try logging in? नहीं, इसको बाद में ही करते हैं, there is no issue in that. Let's keep doing the questions. Okay, now let's do some one from the pressure. Pressure exerted by the gases से करते हैं, तो इसमें भी theoretical questions ही discuss करेंगे. So 6 theoretical questions are there, हम सारे ऐड कर लेते हैं at least, ये 3 and ये 3. So 6 questions, I will exactly give you all 6 minutes, है ना? And then 6 minutes देने का मतलब है you all should get familiar with the question, read the question, and then we will discuss them. Okay. Yes, so quickly go through them. Those who all will be, जिनको ये 6 का 6 आंसर पता है, they will raise the hand. Let me see. And you all should be absolutely correct. जिनको भी ये सारे आंसर्स पता है, they will raise the hand. Okay, let us discuss them. Balloon is filled with air, is squeezed. What happens to the air pressure inside the balloon? What happens to it? It gets compressed and burnt. Air pressure increases, right? And the rise of water in a dropper is due to the pressure difference, right? That's because of the more atmospheric pressure. And what would happen if two balloons are joined at their openings, out of which, so both the pressures will be equal, right? So some of the air may flow from one balloon to the other until and unless the pressures are equal. And explain how atmospheric pressure helps in breathing. So very simple, these questions. So number 6, who can explain? Why do you think the water, oh, no problem, we will just go through. Why do you think water goes down as Garima inverts the test tube in the container? Because वहां पे क्या होगा, pressure कम होगा, right? And why does water level becomes constant? Because pressure उस समय equal हो जाएगा. And what would happen if Garima performs the same experiment on the top of the mountain? तो वहां पर top of the mountain में क्या होता है, pressure is less, right? So if the pressure is less, तो observation 1 वहां पर followed होगा. Okay. So more questions we will do in the next classes. Till then, keep revising the stuffs. So next class we will play Kahoot. All right. Okay. Bye everyone. See you all in the next class.